Yeah, I think it's a big thing with games this day, and this is like why I have kind of a problem with what Bethesda's been doing recently, where it's like, oh yeah, we have, if you have Skyrim now, you have to buy all this stuff from us that basically the modders made better. And this whole thing, like, it's like, okay, modders came out, they made games better, and then they tried to do that originally. But the original one they tried to do was you had to pay for what was a free mod before, and then the modder would get part of the profit. But people were just basically copying other people's mods, literally verbatim, and then selling them. There was just no way to protect the interest of the person who actually made the mod. And of course, then nowadays I remember it was the Fallout 4. They have all those little things that you
the HD thing, the free update.
Well, I was looking here now. I got an event. Oh, I found a wormhole.
Hey, there you go.
So anyway, what was going on was that basically, even if you didn't pay for a DLC content, every time one was added to the store, it was downloaded onto your computer, whether or not until you unlocked it, basically. So
you paid for it.
As more and more stuff became available, more and more files were being downloaded on your computer, whether or not you had the space for it, whether or not you wanted it, but you couldn't use it.
It's funny you mentioned Fallout 4, because as a lot of people disliked that game, I still had fun with it. I liked the change to the gunnery stuff. I hated the Fallout, mostly Fallout 3. I don't know if Fallout New Vegas did this as much, but there was so much like skills involved in shooting with your gun, when in reality the reason guns are as they are is technology-wise they've been progressively trying to take all the skill out of it, and that's why guns are what they are now. They're very efficient, they're very good at killing people. I mean, that's what they were designed for. And so you can hand anyone a rifle and he can be deadly. Obviously, if you're skilled with it, you can be more deadly, but any idiot can kill any other idiot with a gun.
Looks like I found a continental world right next to me, so I think this will be good.
Cool. So in Fallout 4, the shooting people was really, really easy. Obviously, you can get better at it with like the perks and stuff. But the reason my updates are paused is I forgot about the mod thing. But they released it was a free HD pack or whatever. It's like, oh, it makes the game look better. Except for, not only does it have the HD textures, but it has the base textures as well, which are already in the base game. So you have twice as many textures as you need. So
why would they do that?
Right. I don't know. I don't know if it's ever been fixed or remedied, but I mean, as much as I enjoyed playing the game, I'm probably never going to play it again because it's just a big waste on my hard drive space.
Yeah, and that was a massive misstep. I mean, Bethesda, for the most part, was one of those game companies that I used to put up there with Rockstar.
Yeah, Rockstar's fallen from grace now, and it's not Rockstar's fault.
It's 2K. But the thing is that 2K is turning them into garbage. And like I'm so pissed about what they did with Grand Theft Auto 5 and just basically stealing all that money out of my account. We never did anything modding in the game. We just played a lot, and they took millions and millions of dollars out of our game. I'm like, you know what? Screw Red Dead Redemption. Not because I don't want to play it. I'd love to play it, but you know what? I just, it's like when it came to EA. I just don't buy EA games. I just don't do it. I don't support them. I refuse to. But I look at Red Dead as like, you know what? You wanted to steal the money out of the game when I didn't do anything wrong, then you're not getting my real life money next time through. And I don't care, because I have hundreds upon hundreds of other games to play. I don't need Red Dead. So I don't have any real loyalty to it. I mean, I used to have pretty good loyalty to Rockstar and Bethesda, but man, I mean, Bethesda's going, I think they're doing a softer fall from grace than Rockstar and 2K. Detected. But they're still, when you start getting greedy, I just watch these companies fall apart. Everything that made them charming and made them wonderful just whatever. They can lose a bunch of customers and make the money back with all those people going to play DLC, but that well has a bottom. You know, at some point in time, people are just going to run out of money and they're not going to be able to buy all that DLC from all these different games at the same time, and eventually they're going to have to even DLC aficionados are going to have to go, oh crap, do I get this jacket or do I get that gun in that game? Because they're out of money, they're broke.
What is it, Battlefront 2? I mean,
oh yeah,
No Man's Sky? Those are two recent examples of things that just completely flopped.
Oh yeah, well, No Man's Sky, because it promised the moon and didn't even give you a turd. So
yeah, I was watching it's funny I mentioned that because I was watching a video about it recently, and it was like, defend it, and I don't know if you know that phrase, but I was watching the video, and it's kind of like they were making a show of it, like an actual, like, think of like a TV show, but on YouTube, so it was kind of cheesy in that regard. And when they started like, they released this thing that, you know, actually said what the features are one day before release. It wasn't a video announcement, it was a text like page on their official forums or something. So it's like one day before the game goes live, you release it and say, no, there's not gonna be multiplayer, no, this thing's not in there, no, that thing's not in there. I mean, that's like covering your ass legally like that. It's like, oh well, you know, you could have canceled your pre-order, but how often? I mean, I didn't know about this until it was brought up. Did you know about this?
No, not at all.
And you were one of the, unfortunately, the pre-order suckers. But yeah, they released a statement right before release saying it's not going to have this, it's not going to have this, blah 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 blah, and it's kind of like, too little, too late. I mean, yeah, I guess technically from a legal standpoint, you can feel like, oh well, they released this before release, but. Come on.
That's the reason they did the way they did it, just so their CYA legally, because they said it before it was released.
But that is so shitty.
But, you know, I don't even see how they could get away with that legally, because it's like you have to expect that not everyone is going to be checking the news that day. And people who have placed orders for things may have found out about it months after the initial advertisement came out. And so you expect them to suddenly know all the news that comes out about the game they're expecting to be able to pick up tomorrow or play tomorrow or whatever. It's too much. It's too much to hope for.
You know, if
survey complete.
I have absolutely no hope for this, but if it comes out, you know, obviously I'm not going to pre-order it or anything like that. But if Red Dead comes out and they go, oh gee, you know, we're sorry about what happened in GTA, which they're not, because they made, you know, fucking bankroll on that shit. And it's like, we're not going to do that. Then it might be worth looking at, but we're talking about even if they release the PC version 6 months later, it's like, wait 6 months.
Right.
You know?
Well, you know, one of the things about Red Dead is like, you know, you could gamble with poker. So what I'm confused about is how if they're planning to make this Red Dead, is poker going to be in the game? And if so, would that classify the game as gambling? Because they'll probably have you buy currency cards. And so you're taking real money, converting to in-game currency to gamble in online. I mean, would that be considered gambling? Because I know you can't take the money out of the game, but to some degree you are waging real cash effectively against somebody else. So or they may just remove the poker game entirely just to avoid the whole conundrum. But I don't see that happening until some sort of legislation starts happening with these gambling schemes and games. In the meantime, I think they'll just go with it.
Speaking of gambling things, I talked to you about this well before we even were recording anything, but there was a game in Japan that released, and you had to basically buy loot boxes, and when you bought that, you had a chance to get a character. I'm not quite sure what the gameplay was exactly, but you'd buy characters, and then you'd have a random character you spent money on, and I guess it was kind of like an RPG kind of thing. And one of the guys, he did a live stream where he spent like 700,000 the name suddenly escapes me. Yeah, yen, which was like 2,000 or 20,000 US dollars or something. I mean, it was a lot of money. And because someone caught wind of that live stream or whatever, they actually made a law, or basically the people in charge of the game got in a whole bunch of trouble, and they had to go in there and change the drop rates and stuff because it was so geared for basically screwing the players out of the money that.
Hey, as I said, the same can be said for Star Trek Online. Because how many of those boxes did I buy in game? Well, over 200 so far, and I never once got the ship. I've gotten one ship in probably 400 boxes that I've in total over the course of since they've had them that I've bought in game. I've gotten one rare ship, and
which is pretty bad.
Yeah, so I that's just ridiculous. And of course, they encourage you to spend real money to buy real loot boxes with real money, because every time someone opens up a rare item, the entire game knows. It'll say, so and so has gotten this from this loot box or something like that. It's right in your face in the middle of the screen. So like when they release like a bunch of new loot boxes, your thing's getting spammed with a bunch of open ships.
I'll buy this thing.
Yeah. And it's very similar to what EA did with you were killed by this special gun that's on the store over here. Would you like to buy it?
In Battlefront. Not to mention the World War II one where they open loot crates on the beaches of Normandy. I hate how we're playing Stellaris and talking about loot boxes. Discovered.
Well, we're just shooting the poo. That's all it is. I mean, it's a 4X game. I mean, there's only so much play-by-play you can provide.
This is why I play on fast, so things happen faster.
I'm gonna do the energy research because you know how me and energy goes, never too well.
So, where are you in regards to the Galactic Center?
Well, I'd say 45 degrees down to the right, on the very edge, on the inside edge.
No, you're talking about 45 degrees down from the right, or 45 degrees...
Okay, if you're looking at the center of the circle, and you take a 45-degree line and go down to the right from that center of that circle, until you hit the edge, that's where I would be.
So you're over near this Whispering Garden Nebula?
Yeah, that's actually like 5 or 6 jumps away from me to the right, but it's almost, if you went directly left of that,
anomaly detected,
almost all the way to the left, like where there's, and then slightly down on the edge, that's where I would be.
Yeah, they removed the numbers from the systems because before it's like
because people were telling each other what number.
Well, the thing is though, I can grab a screenshot, drop it into Discord, and be like, "Oh, there you are."
That's true.
They didn't change anything. They just made it more inconvenient to find out where your friends are. Well, I got some extra money, so...
I guess I do. I have to research a colony ship, don't I?
No, that's gone. You don't have to do that anymore.
How do I get colony ships then? Because I would like to colonize.
You build it from your planet. Civilian ships are made from your planet, so, colony ships, science ships, construction ships, military ships are made in your shipyards now, which are a separate item.
Oh, okay. Colony ship. I would like a colony ship, sir. Thank you.
You can also click on the planet, and if you go to Planet Summer, you can hit the colonize button from there, and what that will do is it will automatically put an order for a colony ship for wherever system you are, probably your home planet, and it will then, once it's built, it'll automatically go over there and colonize to take away some of the micromanagement.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's nice. That's been in there for a while now. Man, I'm rolling in the planets over here. This is actually really awesome.
I found one.
I have found 5. A 17 continental world, a 23 continental world, a 20 arid world, a 14 desert world, and I just found a 15 continental world.
Good gravy. I found a 16.
Awesome.
I found a 16 continental world. That's it.
I have been incredibly lucky.